Okay, guys, I was going to put up a video of the layout of my house. Just give you a quick overview. Using my cell phone, so you have to deal with me now. It's the best I've got. My camera's getting charged up right now, so we'll see if this turns out okay. Anyways, the bench work that I used was just, it was actually 2x4s I ripped down to 1x3s, essentially. And then built braces along the wall on the bottom, which you can kind of see there. And essentially it's extremely overbuilt, which is alright. It means I can add more weight to it if I want. And then I was experimenting with putting drawers on it. I've got a couple more I'll be putting on it, and then the fascia will go right here, slide down, be flush with it. I'm also working on building a drop-in section here that we'll be able to lift up and pull out, so this will be a complete closed loop. And then this lower section is going to be HO scale, is what we're planning right now. I've got a bunch of HO scale from when I was a kid. My father also has a ton that he's going to bring over. And where you see essentially the pink board right now is going to be a 4x8 layout that he started years ago and never finished. So we're going to stick it on here, then bridge it basically where that stand is, and it'll tie into this part of the layout. And so there's basically be a big loop. There'll be one line that runs through. There'll be a single main line. We're doing diesel transition era, 1950 to 55-ish, basically in that time frame. Now, that's the boring part for all you N-scalers. So here's the important part for the N-scalers. Got a little bit of my collection out here. This is an 8.5 inch shelf line I've got running around the basement, and my goal is to extend that out to maybe 15 inches, something like that. I've got kind of a funky deal here in the corner. We'll work around that and figure a way out to make a nice sweeping turn through there. And that 8.5 inch shelf line runs all the way down to the other end of the basement, which it doesn't look like far, but in person it's pretty good. The shelf is just at a height that I don't think I'll be able to put a shelf above it and have it function very well. So it's just going to be that shelf line. We're going to have it extend. I believe I'm going to extend it over the middle of this and basically have a scenery break right here down the middle of this part. That'll help kind of, you know, cut off the HO side so you feel like you're going different places with the HO layout. And coming in basically from over here, you know, you work down here, we're going to extend the outside of this so you can have a loop. And then the part that's coming in here that's going to be bridged, you can imagine, it's going to go like this, and it's going to stay above. It's going to be elevated above the curved piece going through here. It'll run along a ridge line, then back out over there, and then the N-scale shelf line will hopefully extend from where it's going to be running on the wall out to here as well. So anyways, hope that gives you guys a decent idea of what it looks like down here. I'll take some still photos to post on nscale.net so you guys can see that, and give you a quick shot from this end. I've got about this back door. I've got about 3.5 feet here, so I can have a nice wide sweeping radius turn, and that'll be a turnaround point for the N-scale. And they go back down. Eventually, if I'm lucky, which I hope I am, I'll put a dropout section here where the door is. There's the computer station, whenever I get that computer fixed again. And what I'm hoping is I'll be able to extend that shelf line straight across the door, and I'll remove what I need to there at the computer, and I'll just punch a hole right there in the wall, and it will go into the bathroom. Sorry you have to see my bathroom, but it'll go through that wall, and it'll go in there, which is a laundry room. I'll show that here in a second too. And then this is going to be redecorated, remodeled to look like a train station inside there. This piano, we're also working on moving that upstairs so that I can even extend the layout over here. And hopefully have it work around here. Just remove the door And this is the laundry room. I'll show you real quick. Turn the light on. So essentially, don't mind all the clothes down here, but the line would come out here from this portion of the wall, right about in there, and it can run over here. We'll move the washer and dryer upstairs and get a stackable. This is a really old set, so don't mind the rust. It just is what it is. We're going to be getting a new set. And essentially, this area will partially be a staging area, then eventually punch through the wall there and go into the garage. But I'll also have it come out the wall and loop in here. I have a nice big area to work, and then this will end up being the desk. And I will put the computer desk in here at some point, but it'll also be a workstation for the model railroad. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, that shelf line, I'm going to have it come out over here if I can. I'm going to have to work something out with this light switch because it's basically comes across right about there on that light switch. But that line will extend. I might even be able to throw in a dropout section here to connect all the end scale on the upper shelf. But I want to be able to punch a hole in the wall there, which this is going to be very interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But see if we can make some room in there. Now, there's a little closet underneath the stairs, and as you come in here, that's essentially right where it will pop out. So I'm hoping it all works out. I've got to take some more measurements to make sure that we're actually spot on. I don't want to come through the wall too high and end up hitting a floor joist, but even if I do, I don't mind just notching the floor joist a little bit to let the train come through, make a loop, and then go back out. And eventually I might be able to turn this into some sort of staging area, something like that. All this storage will be moved outside when I finish up the shed. Alright guys, well, take it easy.